Like, so you would be like, my name's Taylor, and then I would be like, and I'm Anna. That would go. It's so cringy.
Can we do one just for cringe sake?
Okay, ready?
We do it together. Okay. Ready? I'm Taylor.
And I'm Anna.
And this is the
The
Sauce.
Sauce Pod. You broke.
This is
this.
the Sauce Pod.
You did a pause without telling me.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Anna.
And this
Sorry. Start again. I'm so sorry. I'm ready now. I don't think it's funny anymore.
I am in control of my destiny. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Anna.
And this is the Sauce Pod.
That's as close as I'm gonna get.
Welcome to the Sauce Pod.
Welcome back to the Sauce Pod, you guys. It is another week, another Musk extravaganza that we'll touch on, some interesting tools that have come out, as well as a nice little rundown from one of our personal favorite creators. Oh, this is the thing, Anna. This is the thing that I wanted to tell you about. So one of the things that we're going to start doing is, so every Friday in our Discord server, we have these like small group voice chats every Friday at 12. And people from the community stop by and hang out. Most of the time, it's literally we're sharing like tools and tech and like, hey, have you seen this cool AI thing? Or like, have you heard of this? Or did you see what so-and-so posted? And it's just like a really chill, laid back conversation, recapping the week, talking about like some of the wins, as well as sharing some cool stuff that we've learned. So we're going to start making this a perk for paid subscribers just to keep it like nice and tight and intimate. So if you're a paid subscriber on our Substack, it's $7 a month. You not only get some extra content every month, but you also get access to all of our past archives, as well as some like primer stuff. You get this special Discord role, which grants you access to our Friday Sauce Club chats, as I'm coining it. This is the loose. Thank you. It's a rough take, so we'll see how it goes if we're gonna call it that or not. But Friday Sauce Club, that's what we're doing. It's every Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern. You can hang out. It's just a voice chat. We're talking. We're just shooting the shit. Some of us have beer and other things, but it's a great place to hang out. So if you are a paid subscriber, make sure you hop into those. Okay, so we do have some little things and stuff to catch up on this week. Quick and dirty rundown, if you will, of everything that we are going to be talking about here today so that you can skip to the part of the show that you want to listen to.
Don't skip it.
Don't skip it. We will find you, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm going to talk about what you need to know before you launch a paid membership site with a couple key tips from Roberto Blake. Training a prompt builder. This was something that came up in one of our conversations last week on Twitter Spaces, where you can train your own prompt builder for AI generations, AI image generations. Also, guys, just a little reminder, don't forget to actually upscale your images, but also when you upscale, there's like 1,000 different tools that you can choose from. So we're going to talk about image upscaling tools. Procreate Dreams is launching in November, and it is going to be an animator's dream. Not the traditional animator, though, like the people who've always wanted to animate stuff and have never been able to because they didn't know how, aka me. But they can use dummy software like Procreate to draw really cool shit. And now Procreate Dreams is launching, so we'll talk about that.
I'm really excited to talk about the Grammy for AI music and how that's even a possibility. And then we have Instagram's getting a close friends feed. So your actual posts you can just send to your close friends if you're trying to keep, I don't know, things secret. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about TikTok versus YouTube Shorts and where exactly we think YouTube Shorts is going to go.
We do have X. Well, before we even think about that and kill our own spirits, I'm going to tell you guys about this thread that Roberto Blake, who is just kind of a legendary all-around creator and entrepreneur, put together last week, talking about how he earns more than $100,000 annual recurring revenue from his paid membership site. He wrote a pretty long thread about it, and you could find the whole thing in last week's newsletter. But what you need to know is it kind of boils down to like four things to consider before you launch a paid membership site. When I talk about paid membership, I'm talking like pay, $20 a month, pay X dollars a month to get access to a creator's premium content, courses, community, exclusive offerings, that kind of thing, where it's like a recurring membership that people are paying. And it's a great way overall to kind of like diversify revenue streams, of course, if you have the right plan in place and you have like a myriad of other moving parts that align the right way. But the big four considerations that he says you should consider before diving in and building a membership site is number one, the platform choice. There's a lot of them out there. Roberto says he uses Kajabi, but there's also things like Mighty Networks or Circle. So definitely consider a platform that prioritizes, time and effort, or maximizes your revenue and maximizes your time and effort as well. No code is probably best. So that's where something like Kajabi comes into play. Number two is the offer, and that it should be all about access. So offer exclusive content, experiences, a community. It is about what you get access to as you're paying. Also, pricing strategy, he says, is a big consideration, where he adopts the dollars per day model. So like, if you could imagine like $1 per day or $29 per month or $300 per year as a way to justify the pricing. And then the fourth thing, I feel like we all know this, but delivering value. So make sure that you're giving your paid members a custom ad-free experience, no algorithms, just pure value in whatever way that looks like for you. So those are Roberto Blake's 4 tips to consider before launching a premium paid membership site. I loved that one, and I'm glad that it was in our newsletter this week. So remember, you guys can go back and read the full thread. It's linked there. Let's talk about some AI news stuff that's been going down. Last week on our weekly Friday generative AI spaces on the platform, formerly known as Twitter, co-hosted with Heather Cooper, we had a special guest who goes by the name of G Prompter on Twitter, X. And he just recently launched a prompt building tool that lets you basically train your own personal model to generate image prompts. Now, it doesn't let you generate the images right there in the platform, but what it does is it lets you like train a model so that if you have future prompts that you want to create in that same style, you have the model already trained, ready to go within that style and sort of embodying, whatever characteristics you've already created for it. And so that all you have to do is go back and just like enter your idea. So for example, say you're like an author or you're creating like serial video content and you need like the same types of like characters or like a comic or something of that nature. And like one of the biggest drawbacks of generating a lot of prompts for character consistency is that you have to put a lot of thought process into it. So you do it once with this like prompt building tool called gPrompter. I think that's just the name of it. I don't think it actually has like a full name. It's just a thing that he put on his website. So if you go on gPrompter's website, you go through this process of building the prompt the first time. So like say you're writing a novel or a book and you're like, I know that the character looks like this and they live here and they do these things and the style is, this illustrative, artistic, avant-garde style. You can train all of that so that every time, you're releasing a new chapter, let's say, and you need some like character art to accompany that chapter, you can just go into this prompt builder and describe like what the plot line of the chapter is and then get this artistry of a prompt back that you can then plug into like MidJourney or Stable Diffusion. It's just another, notch in the belt of how to create consistent styling, which is a huge category of interest nowadays in AI. Also, guys, don't forget that you can upscale your images. So I knew this, but I didn't really know until recently that there's like third-party tools that you can use to upscale images, including things that aren't even AI generated in the first place. So like old photographs and stuff like that, you can take it and put it into a generative AI upscaler, and it'll basically like increase the resolution, quality, and build a generative AI look-alike essentially of like your original photograph. But also, like, for instance, say you get something back in MidJourney and you're like, I want this to be like print quality, or I want to submit it to, I don't know, a Word, or like I want it to be blown up and printed or put into a magazine or used for a campaign or used in a video, like a 4K video. You're not going to get the ability to like upscale it at that level directly out of MidJourney, but there are a lot of tools available that can help you do that. Topaz is one that I downloaded over the weekend and played around with. It's a one-time fee that you pay, and then you get like lifetime access. You do have to install it locally on your hard drive, and it's like a software. It does a really amazing job. Like, that's apparently Topaz is one of the big ones. Clip Drop by Stability also makes a great one. It's free online. You can find it called Clip Drop. But yeah, just wanted to like remind the crowd that upscaling exists, and you can take your generative images or your in need of higher resolution images and throw them into a tool to make them so. Okay, Procreate. I'll talk about Procreate and then we can move on to like the Grammy stuff. Anna, do you use Procreate? I feel like we've talked about this before.
No, I've never used Procreate before, but you told
Really?
me that I need to.
Okay, yes. I
I'm
think
also
that
just
everyone
not
needs
good
to.
at drawing. And is that what you do for the most part in
That's
Procreate?
basically what Procreate is. Think of Procreate as like the Apple version of like Microsoft Paint back in the day, where it's like it's made for Apple products, but it's mainly used on iPad. And you can do all kinds of stuff, like lots of cool digital art. You can export it in a variety of formats. You can do some simple frame by frame animation, like creating GIFs in Procreate as it stands right now. But Procreate Dreams has been announced and is launching November 22nd. Um, and basically, it's being billed as an out of the box tool for Apple devices that lets you really anyone create gorgeous animations. That's the entire value proposition of Procreate Dreams, is that it's an animation tool. It's built on the Procreate painting engine. So it promises things like intuitive real-time rendering, multi-touch animation timelines, different capabilities like 8K video handling, as well as like a slew of other things that kind of embodies this like classic animation feel. It's also only $20 and it's a one-time thing. So it's super affordable. It's extremely user-friendly. As somebody who didn't want to like fuck around with Illustrator on my iPad and just needed something quick to like sketch with, I love Procreate. It's so easy to learn and it's really a cool tool. So I'm very, very excited for this because again, like animation is something I've never been able to delve into because I don't know the tools, but I'm really excited to see what this does. This is going to be like a huge gateway for so many digital artists who want to take their work to the next level and bring like animation into it. That is it on the Procreate stuff. Over to you, Anna. Tell me what is going down with the Grammys whole Heart on My Sleeve song, which by the way, I listened to and I have to say it is kind of a banger.
It's pretty good. There's parts where I sit there, I'm like, what did they just say? Like, what does that mean?
There's parts where it's a
Okay.
little too robotic.
Yeah. But overall, for AI voice cloning, the song, it sounds like Drake. It sounds just like him. Ghostwriter created this, and the Recording Academy CEO, I guess originally said that this song was like eligible for a Grammy, like put it up there. This could, take it all. But then kind of backtracked a bit and said that the song still faces issues because it's not commercially available because you can't license it. It has Drake's voice on it. People have already gotten in trouble for that. So I mean, that's something to think about when you're producing music as a, using AI. You got to think about whether or not your song will actually be eligible for commercial use or for a Grammy. But maybe one day.
I love that originally the CEO of the Recording Academy was like, yeah, like totally.
Why not?
You can totally be that. And then like he had to I think he made like a whole video clarifying it, like a selfie video being like, let me be clear.
Of course everyone freaked out. They were like, what? The robots are coming for music too? Yeah.
Yeah. But I feel like the fact that we're having this conversation means that an AI song winning Grammys is not far off.
It's not out of the question.
Like, I think it's gonna be definitely in the near future. And I like mentioned this at some point, I don't know, multiple times already this year, that I think that like we're gonna get some top 40 banger hits in the next like couple years that are gonna be entirely AI. And what's even weirder is gonna be like when it uses vocals of like people who aren't around anymore, and it becomes like a weird song that they never made or could have made or never knew about, but yet it's like,
I don't think I like that. Like if I was an artist and created some kind of legacy and then passed away, I wouldn't want people creating new music that weren't my words or ideas and putting that out there. I think I wouldn't like that. So
oh yeah, no, it totally like brings a new layer to like all of the legal matters of it as well. Okay, talk to me about Instagram and this whole close friends thing and why Finstas will soon be a thing of the past.
Yeah, no, that's actually a good point. I didn't even think about that. I think I'd still want a Finsta. I have mine called Somewhere Stressed that I no longer manage. But
well, wait, you're just doxing yourself like that?
Yeah.
Everybody like, go follow it, you guys.
No, it's clear it's me. It's not like I was trying to hide it. That's not my stalking one. But I have several others that I use for stalking. This
like, let's just be clear.
Yeah, this one is
that
like
is
my
not my
close
burner.
friends one. Yeah. This is like my close friends one. I just post chaotic, unhinged, like totally not okay things on there. And like only 2 people follow me. It's literally just for me. But no, so Instagram's testing a new feature that lets you share feed posts to only your close friend groups. So very similar to how you have your close friends story where, the little green circle shows up and you're just posting that story to the list that you yourself have curated. You'll now have that same option in feed post, which I wonder if that'll give you like another tab on your profile. You know how right now it's like your main feed and then your reels and then like your tagged post. I wonder if it'll be like another
probably
tab your close friends.
Yeah. Well, they already have it as a drop down in the algo, right? Or no?
They have as part of the feed itself, you can go just have a curated feed of only like favorites right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I feel like that's more and more how things are leaning to. Like one of the things that doesn't get talked about enough is like the shelf life of a social media account. Instagram has only been around since 2010. That's 13 years, which means the oldest accounts on Instagram are maybe 13 years old. Yeah. And what happens in the next like 20, 30 years, 40 years? Like, do you still keep that active social account? It's only natural that we would get more of these features because it's not just Instagram that's doing it, it's other platforms as well. But more of these features that let you like segment your audiences. Because if you have an older, stale account, or like you have hundreds of thousands of people, whatever it is, you don't want to always see all that shit. I go through the same thing myself. I'm like, damn, I just need to block off. I need to start over. I need to like wipe everything clean, start from scratch, because I don't follow the same people or care about the same things from like 13 years ago. But I don't know. It's just a bigger implications of social, I guess. Talk to me about YouTube Shorts and TikTok.
Well, it's more people are starting to not necessarily get worried, but there's definitely chatter about it. So of course TikTok came out with vertical videos, and that became all the rage. It's everywhere. That's all you see anywhere is that very, scroll-esque short form video style. So I guess YouTube Shorts, at least last I checked, was next in line after TikTok for how popular it is. And creators are starting to worry that that will come at an expense to YouTube's long form content, which, has more room for ads. You get higher click through rates. Creators are going to make more money off of that, or at least right now with how YouTube's pay structure is set up. So there's just a lot of chatter talking about like, oh, should YouTube have adopted this short form video style as a format and let that take over when YouTube has always been about long, videos. So, but of course TikTok is like popping off. So why wouldn't you also steal that format and put it onto your platform? And YouTube Shorts is doing great. I don't stop YouTube Shorts ever.
I know. I really I really don't either, honestly, ever. Truly ever. The only shorts format that I consume is TikTok and then occasionally Reels. That's it. Like, and now like Twitter is trying to make a push for video, which we'll talk about, but I'm seeing more and more short form vertical content on there as well. And it's definitely not going anywhere. Like it's here, you guys. And as long as we consume video on a vertical phone, like it's probably not going to ever disappear. But it is interesting how there's some creators that are specifically like shorts creators and then some that are long form and they only do shorts in order to like boost the algorithm and like just repurpose their content. But then you have other ones who have like seemingly risen up and come out of nowhere, amassing huge followings on YouTube, all because they just like they only post shorts. So it's interesting to see like that dynamic of creators a little bit. But
well, my whole thing is, at what point do platforms just like all morph into the same platform? Like we have Instagram talking about creating 10-minute videos. They're like thinking of making that an option. Like at what point do platforms just start staying in their lane? Like why is Twitter trying to create videos?
100%.
Twitter's always been about short text post, but now we're out here trying to like copy TikTok. Like why are we not okay? You have YouTube for your long form, you got TikTok for your
different places
videos,
for
you got
different
Instagram
spaces.
for your photo posts, and you got X or Twitter or whatever for your text posts. Like why are we're all just trying to be the biggest and the best and not specialize in one thing?
It is a little bit exhausting. I do think that like having different spaces for different places for different spaces is important because it also lets you diversify, content, but also diversify your interests. I think my personal hell would be like to spend all day on a platform like LinkedIn for work and then go home at the end of the night and scroll LinkedIn for entertainment and fun.
Right.
Like literally in no universe would I ever want that to happen where it all converges to where
you also just hate LinkedIn. No, I'm just kidding.
I also hate LinkedIn. This is like part of the bias. Yes. I think that like the dynamics of social are shifting a lot. These, especially right now, we're in like this seismic shift of technology. At what point, to your point, is it all just the same blah? And they're all just competing for audience and ad revenue.
Right.
I don't know, man. Well, it is obviously something that we are keeping a pulse on. So if there's anyone who questions this kind of shit, it's definitely going to be Anna and I. Deep breaths, because we're going to talk about the X rundown. Tell me about the latest thing that you can pay to hide.
This is so funny because my friend group has run into not issues, but we've gotten to like little tiffs over like seeing someone liking a questionable post on Instagram, and we're like, oh, why did that person like that? That shouldn't be something that you should like. So this is so funny because Twitter's out here like, oh, okay, now you can hide your like regrets of what you liked for the convenient price of $8 a month. Basically, you're given the option when you're paying for, what is it even called? It's not Twitter Blue anymore. Is it just Blue?
It is Premium.
Okay. Well, when you're
Or
paying the
Pro.
$8 for whatever the heck you get for it,
Yeah,
you'll
it's just
also have the option to hide your likes. So people won't be seeing that in the algorithm like so and so like blah. So you all can like breathe easier, I guess, and like whatever the heck you want. And no
I
one will judge.
guess. I'm kind of saddened by it. Part of the appeal of Twitter, and I know that X is not Twitter anymore, but like part of the appeal that made it so fun is the fact that everything is public. There was a long time on Twitter where you couldn't DM people either. It was literally all just like conversations were had in public, and that was why it was the public town square, and likes are public. Everything is public because all Twitter was meant to be was like a public ledger of information that you could spit out into the world at any point in time, and it's all out there for all the world to see it. And now with privacy being obviously a concern, and people who are liking questionable content wanting to hide their likes, I get it. I get the need for privacy and the preference for it. But it kind of takes away from some of the thrill of just everything being so like openly transparent. So
Right. I mean, it's almost like why are you embarrassed that you're liking stuff? Like,
oh yeah.
what's up? What are you out here doing? Like, why are you embarrassed about it? If
Oh,
you
I
like it,
know
you
for a
like it,
fact
and
why
you like
it is.
it. We know what you guys are doing. You can't hide from us. We know.
We fucking know, man. We like invented this playbook. Come on. Have you heard about what's going on with the ADL?
No, not at all. I was reading it briefly before we started talking,
Okay.
but tell me about it.
Let me explain. So on X, late over the last like week and a half, the ADL, specifically the hashtag ban the ADL, has been trending, which is basically translation for just like it's like the beacon signal announcement of like Elon Musk is on another social tirade with another group. And it's been a weird feud overall. So the ADL, which stands for the Anti-Defamation League, if you recall, Kanye West a couple months back condemned him as well as several other major public figureheads. So they're claiming right now that hate speech on X is at an all-time high on the platform, which is as a result for X tanking ad sales. So Musk is like not happy, and he's like, okay, stop condemning us first of all, because now advertisers don't want to be here, and that's hurting my bottom line. He like clapped back and was like, actually, there's less hate speech. He also hinted that he is going to sue the ADL for defamation.
He loves his lawsuits.
He loves a
loves
lawsuit.
them.
There's a Wikipedia page that's like all of the current, past, and in progress lawsuits that Elon Musk is involved in right now. There's so many. So he's like, I'm going to sue them for defamation. At the same time, X has not shown any real data backing up their claims that there's less hate speech on the platform. So if there's actually a lawsuit, they'll probably have to show some data to prove this. The upside, though, at least out of all of this, is that it forced kind of lit a fire under them, because X released a statement basically reassuring everyone on Friday last week, saying X is committed to finding a balance between freedom of expression and safety and guardrails against hate speech. So I kind of tend to think that that's just lip service as his way of being like, let me just put a stamp on the seal and let you guys know that like we're taking this very seriously. At the same time, he's trying to sue the ADL. So
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. Also, X is making a big push for video, as you guys know, with the latest cycle of how the algorithm works. X has been publishing or has part of their algorithm source code up on GitHub so people can analyze it. But with the latest algorithm shift, it is again prioritizing video and photos. You are posting content right now, fall of 2023. Know that video and photo is ranking pretty well. Also, replies to other people's tweets, likes are getting less weighted right now, and replies are getting the weight. So,
Can you still upload like what was it, 2-hour long videos to Twitter? Is that still a
yeah,
thing?
90
Okay.
minutes, up to 90 minutes. Yeah. It's still forcibly downgrading the quality of my content every time I do a video or a photo, and it takes forever to upload. So like I was putting a shorts up last week from I think last week's the week before's podcast, and I like kid you not, it took like 10 minutes to upload like a minute long thing because I selected that I want it in HD. And it was like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you don't want it in 480p? Are you sure you don't want it to only be 32 pixels wide? Like, fuck off. Like, let me upload my content. What are we living in 2008?
Like, I don't. Twitter's just like, I can't handle this. Guys, we gotta like see if we can stop her.
It was like a stress collapse. With Twitter's apparent push to bring more video into the platform as a core focus. I don't know how that's gonna work, you guys, but I'm sure they will find a way. Any funny memes or call outs that we should mention this week? I love adding these memes into the sauce at the end of the newsletter every week. So if you're listening to this, you guys, we've got some real saucy snippets every newsletter edition every week. It's not just hard news and facts. It is the good memes that you missed of the week, because we are your internet culture sommeliers, you can call us. Did I say it right? Sommelier.
Literally no idea. Don't ask me.
It's like a person who drinks fine wine, but we do that for the internet. So you're welcome. And I hope that we'll see you guys in our Friday chats or hangouts. And Anna, you'll have to stop by one of these days and just shoot the shit.
Wait, say we should do the I'm Taylor and I'm Anna.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Anna.
And you just listened to
The Sauce Pod.
That's going in the show reel for sure.
Do it.
Hey guys, that's a wrap for this week's episode of The Sauce Pod. Hope you enjoyed yourself, maybe even learned a thing or two. Don't forget, you can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can also subscribe to our newsletter that goes out every Monday night. All of the latest and greatest tips, news, and trends for content creators and digital entrepreneurs. Until next time, stay saucy.